YouTube channel. My name is Roxanne, the Tiny Taster, and today's recipe is Parsi style Chaapat. Chapat are actually just nothing more than pancakes or crepes. It's a little bit different. The ingredients are more or less the same, but I add a few quintessential ingredients to give it that nice little Parsi touch. As always, don't forget to click the link down below. It'll have the detailed blog post with all the ingredients and measurements. And of course, do not forget to like, share, comment, or subscribe. This is a great snack. It also works for breakfast, and it's something I grew up eating. It's not rocket science, but it is quite delicious, and of course, it's very nostalgic for me. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Without any further ado, let's get cooking.
In a bowl, crack in 2 eggs and then whisk and beat them well. To this beaten mixture, you will add in some vanilla extract and then all your powdered sugar, and then whisk till there are no lumps and everything is well combined. To this egg and sugar mixture, you will add in your rava or semolina along with some elaichi powder or cardamom powder, and then I like to grate a little bit of nutmeg. If you have nutmeg powder, of course you can add that, but the cardamom and nutmeg make it quintessentially Parsi. It's just 2 ingredients we add to all our desserts or sweet treats. Now to your wet ingredients, you will add in your flour. I like to add it in a little bit at a time. So I add in some flour and then whisk it all in together. And then once it's mixed up, I'll add in the rest of the batter. This does tend to get sticky and clumpy, but don't worry. It just makes sure that you mix as much as you can together. To this clumpy mixture, you will add in your ghee or clarified butter and then try and mix it as well. And then to smoothen out this batter, we will add in milk. Again, I like to add in a little bit at a time. So maybe half a cup and then the full cup. And you'll just keep whisking this till the batter comes to a smooth consistency. This does take time, so please be patient. Pour the milk in bits or else you're going to splatter this all over. And then just keep whisking it till you get a nice pouring consistency and there are no lumps. Another ingredient that we add a lot to our Parsi desserts is charoli or chironji. So I add this in. Some people like to add in chopped nuts, maybe some almonds or maybe even some cashew. But I think just the charoli is enough. And then this is the consistency you need. You need a pouring batter consistency. And now we're all set to make a chapat. If you've noticed through this recipe, unlike a pancake or a crepe, I haven't used any butter. Instead, I've used ghee. So I take some more ghee and I spread it all over my pan or tawa. And then to this, I will add a spoonful or rather a ladleful of my chapat or pancake batter. I try not to swirl it around like a dosa. I just let it spread on its own. You can maybe shift it around with the pan to spread a little bit more and get a bigger chapat, but this is enough. And then I just try to spread it a little bit just to make sure that there are no thick lumps on the side, but you don't really have to. Any shape is fine. So as you can see, it's not perfectly round. It's round, but it's got a weird shape. And once it starts getting little bubbles on top, it's starting to cook. So then I just flip it over. Clearly, I'm not very graceful. But don't be in a rush to do this. I was actually in a little bit of a rush. It'll cook easily and nicely. Let it cook on both sides for a couple of minutes till it turns nice and golden brown. I mean, you don't want any raw batter. It's just easier to cook this on both sides, flip it again and again, and that's pretty much it. So for my next chapat, I actually ended up putting 2 spoonfuls or 2 ladlefuls of batter. So you can eyeball this. If you want a bigger crepe or a bigger chapat, you can put more. It does tend to thicken up a little bit, so try and spread it around. But you know what? It's okay. It doesn't have to be paper thin like a crepe, and it doesn't have to be super thick. You can do it however you like. If you want it thinner, I would suggest making your batter a little bit more runny and using a pan that has a little bit of an edge, so then when it just continues and spreads through to the edge of the pan, you'll get a nice full circle. But this was good enough. Again, I wait till the top starts bubbling a little bit and it forms these little bubbles on top, and then ever so gently with my spatula, I just shimmy it a little and then flip it over to cook on the other side. As you can see, it's not browned on this side, so that means I need to be a little bit more patient. It has to cook completely, so don't be in a hurry to flip these over. And then you just keep making these, brown them on both sides, cook it on both sides. It'll take about 4 or 5 minutes per side depending on how hot your pan is. The more you keep cooking and the hotter your pan gets, it'll probably take 2 or 3 minutes. And that's pretty much it. You will have as many chapats as you like. This batter gave me about 10 to 15 chapats depending on the size. So if you want more, then you can double up the quantity, or if you want less, you could halve this. So that's pretty much it. These are my Parsi style chapats or crepes or pancakes, or whatever you want to call them. We call them chapats. Similar ingredients like I mentioned, just the nutmeg, the cardamom powder, the charoli gives it a little bit of a tweak, and of course the ghee. I just stack them up like pancakes and enjoy them. You can roll them up. You could serve this with honey. You could serve this with fruit. You could embellish it more, but honestly, we just eat it as is. We eat it for a snack more than breakfast. But you can eat it however you like. I hope you enjoy this recipe. I'll try and do more Parsi recipes because I keep getting requests for that. So please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, and share it with all your friends. And I'll see you guys very, very soon.